I'll always love you. Live just the same, I'll always love you. Dear one, your nearness is my treasure. Dear one, your kiss is rich as wine.
When you do that, you get the full flavor of the Vita. That's traditional.
Yes, it's mine, the wonder of you. Yours, love is yours, because I love you. To you I give my heart so madly, madly beating, with every beat repeating, I'll always love you so.
Well, I'm going to make the traditional taralles that everybody loves. And the fun part about making these taralles is knowing the joy it brings to so many people. The joy that they bring to so many people. They love them. They're a rather simple thing. It's Grandma Zaza's recipe, and she made them at Christmas and at Easter every year. And I've continued the tradition of making it for my family and everyone else who enjoys them, and everyone who gets introduced to them loves them too. We have some simple ingredients: 5 pounds of flour, 2 tablespoons of salt, 3 tablespoons of fennel seed, 2 packages of dry active yeast. We're going to have 2 cups of white wine and 2 cups of oil. We're going to dissolve the yeast in 2 cups of warm water first. So that's what I'm going to do now. Get some warm water. I like to make this dough the evening before I'm actually going to cook these taralles. I'm stirring 2 packages of dried yeast into 2 cups of warm water. I do this in a very large mixing bowl. Put the entire 5 pounds of flour into the bowl. Add the fennel seed and the salt. And I like to stir that in, mix it in good, so that you distribute the seed and the salt around through the flour. And then I like to make a well in the center. And I'm going to add 2 cups of warm water with the yeast that's been dissolved in it. Going to add 2 cups of oil. Just a regular corn oil is good. Don't have to use anything special. And 2 cups of white wine. It should be a dry wine, not a sweet wine. This is my mixing unit, my hand. Just work that in until you get this nice and smooth, or all wet. We'll get it smooth later on the counter. You have to remember you're working with 5 pounds of flour and not all that much liquid. So it is a stiff dough. It's a little bit of work, but believe me, it will come together. You just have to work it. At this point, when I've got it pretty well, all the dry flour is mixed in, I turn it out onto my kneading surface, in this case my counter. Get all of this good stuff. We don't want to leave even a half taralles in there. And now we're going to knead this until it's nice and smooth and comes together. Don't get discouraged if you think it's not coming together. It takes forever. It's just good. Just keep turning it over, pulling the front of it back, rolling it in, turning at the same time. And collect all of the bits and pieces. Keep collecting them. It's starting to come together. Don't give up too soon though when you're kneading. You really have to mix it thoroughly because you want to make sure everything gets properly distributed. And even when it starts to look like it's all together, you can see that it's not.
How long is this mixing? This kneading part usually?
It could take anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes sometimes. Tonight it seems to be much softer dough, and that could have to do with the atmosphere, it could have to do with the amount of moisture in the air or the conditions in the house.
When you were growing up, did your mom, your dad, or did your kids do this?
My mom. This was Mom's job.
How often did she make them?
Twice a year. Thanksgiving and Christmas. I mean Easter and Christmas, I'm sorry. I make them 3 times a year.
Who started that, Aunt Martha?
Making them 3 times a year? Maybe. I'm not sure. It might have been me.
Did you learn together, or did she start?
No, she made them first. Actually, Aunt Palma made them first. And we didn't have the whole recipe. We didn't know, or didn't remember, that you needed the yeast. And so we made them without yeast for several years, and they were not quite the same. They were tough. The year Diane graduated from high school, my father's sister came to visit from Italy. And
Her name was?
Zia Teresa. And we were talking about different things, and we asked her about these taralles and if she knew how to make them. She said, of course. And we said, well, we're doing something wrong, and we explained to her how we were putting them together. And she said, how much yeast did you put in? And we looked at each other and said, yeast? And so the secret was out. And ever since then, they have been pretty good. So I don't know how long that took tonight. 5 minutes maybe? Get some of this dry stuff out of here. And just put a small drizzle of oil in here. Rub that all around. That keeps the dough from sticking to the bowl when it rises. Because by tomorrow morning this dough will have pushed the lid right off of this. It'll be this high. I put it in top side down. Then turn it back over so that now there's oil everywhere. Okay. Cover it with the lid. I put it in this oven because that's a nice safe place. It won't get any draft or anything. It'll stay there till tomorrow morning, at which time we will roll them out and cook them. Good morning. It's now 10 o'clock the next day after I made the taralles dough, and now we're going to check to see if it actually has risen and pop the lid on that bowl. And just as I promised, It has raised to the point where it's popped the lid on this bowl. And now we're ready to start making the taralles. So now I'm going to take and dump this taralles dough out onto the lid of the bowl so that I can use that as my cutting surface to cut the pieces, because I don't want to cut the formica. I like to scrape up all this that's stuck to the bowl. It could be one whole taralles almost. Okay, the way I do this is I just make a slice across and then cut this into pieces. Oh, the size of a golf ball, maybe a little bit larger than that. And the technique is simple. You start it out between your palms of your hand, roll them out. And you should make them on the thin side. Make the rope on the thin side because they will grow. And if you make it too thick, when they cook, it'll just be one big blob instead of a pretzel affair. And that's it. Just set them on the towel and continue rolling. The yield on this is about somewhere between 55 and 60 taralles per batch, depending on the size you make them. You don't want to make them too small because then they get too hard and they're not as enjoyable when you're eating them. And you don't want to make them too big because then you won't get enough taralles for your family who will love them. Again, just cut a slice across. Cut that into pieces. When you fold the taralles rope over itself, you should try to use your fingernail to lock the two pieces together. When my mother used to make these, she had a key. It was a small key, and it had a hole in the end of it, and that's what she would use to push through. That key still is around somewhere. I think Aunt Martha was the last one to have it, or maybe Aunt Palma has it. If she does, I'm going to ask her for it.
Sweet, sweet memories you gave of me. You can't beat the memories you gave of me.
Take one fresh and tender kiss.
Memories you gave of me.
Add one stolen night of bliss.
The memories you gave of me.
One girl, one boy, some grief, some joy. Memories are
My mother
made
used
of
to say
this.
the dough should feel like silk under your hands. And it does today. It's so smooth and pliable. You notice I'm making this rope longer. I'm just going to show you something my mother used to do. She would make a figure eight, some of these taralles like this. I don't do that as a rule because they have a tendency to fall apart when you boil them. But that was one of the types she made, and another one was a pretzel style. And I'm not going to make one of those because, again, I think they're too thick.
Forget a small moonbeam. Fold in lightly with a dream. Your lips and mine, two sips of wine.
So as you can see, my first towel is full. I like to put about 2 dozen taralles on a towel. This way I can keep count. But now I need to have the trusty help of my wife to move this towel. Honey, can you help me move this, please? Sure. So just kind of stretch the towel and carry it over to wherever you want to put it. We're going to let those sit there and dry for a little bit while I finish rolling the rest of them.
Memories are made of this.
The memories you
the wedding bells, the one house where lovers dwell. 3 little kids for the flavor. Stir carefully through the days, see how the flavor stays. These are the dreams you will savor with His blessings from above.
You can't beat the memories you gave of me.
Serve it generously with love.
You can't beat the memories you gave of me.
One man, one wife, one love, through life, memories are made of this.
Can't beat the memories you gave of me.
Memories are made of this.
So we've got 48 Taralles there. 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 68, 70, 71. I told you we normally get between 55 and 70. Well, we got 71 today. That's the first phase. The next thing we're going to do is to put a pot of water, bring the water to a boil. No salt, just plain tap water. Get it on your stove, get it boiling, and then we'll do the next step. Well, the water finally came to a boil. So in my particular case, I have a pot that will accommodate 4 of these Taralles at a time, and that's what I drop in. I just take them and gently drop the Taralles into the boiling water. You just kind of touch them a little and they'll float to the surface. When they float, remove them from the water. I place them on a plate. I use a spatula with slots in it so that some of the water drains off. You boil them to stop the yeast from continuing to raise the dough. Pour more in. You just keep going with that process until you boil them all. By not putting 4 in immediately upon taking these 4 out, it gives the water a chance to come back to a slight boil, because every time you put the Taralles in, it reduces the temperature, and so the boiling more or less stops. Touch. Give them a little touch, and they'll come to the surface. It's not a big deal. You just take it over here, put it on the towel, and fix it later.
When you fix it, you have to reset it with your nail?
No. Just take it and put it back together like that.
And when it cooks, it'll
harden right there, as a matter of fact. Well, all of our Taralles have been boiled, and they've been sitting on the towels drying for anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. The first one's about 20 minutes. The last one's about 15. And I've preheated the oven to 400 degrees, and I've set my racks at the top and the middle. Heavy gauge screen mesh, and large enough so that you can fold the edge over, and so that it's not rough up here. The cut edge is down. And make little sides and use a bolt and a nut in the 4 corners to create kind of a tray.
And the dimensions are set up for
The dimensions were exactly to fit our oven. If you want to make this, my mother had to put her Taralles directly on the rack of the oven. The problem there is you have to turn them and they would fall through and burn. It was a real problem making them. It was very hard. And we did it like that for years. And then I happened to be speaking to someone at work about making these. And she knew what I was talking about because they made something similar. And her fiance at the time said, "Oh, I can solve that problem for you." And he made her racks. And she lent them to me and I used them and they were perfect. And so then he made me a set. And this is it. So I'll put 20 on this first tray and 20 on the second tray. That'll give me 40. And then I'll do the balance of them after these are cooked. Okay, we're ready to bake our Taralles. The oven is preheated to 400 degrees. First tray goes down here. I'm going to set the timer for about 20 minutes. And we'll check them then. Check these. They're not quite done. I'm just going to turn them front to back. We're going to cook them for about another 10 minutes. From this point on, it's all a matter of checking and seeing if they're cooked. If they're cooked to your satisfaction as far as color is concerned. My mother used to say they have to be golden. So I go by that. When they're golden, they're done. We're going to move them one more time. We're going to move the bottom rack to the top and the top rack to the bottom after this 10 minutes is over. Switch the Taralles top to bottom. We're going to cook them for about 15 minutes. And then it's taste time. Checking the Taralles now. They've been cooking for the last 15 minutes. Oh yes, they're done. Very nice. Just going to remove them to a cookie sheet. They're very hot, so you don't want to. All right, here they come.
All right.
Oh,
nice. To Dad.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas.
Salute.
Awesome.
Okay, have that one.
Adrian, you want to choose your own?
No, choose one for me.
Choose one for you.
Thank you.
Ah, very good.
This must be a treasure.
So how are they? They're delicious.
Oh, yum.
The tradition is that the Taralles are made with wine, and therefore they should be eaten with a good glass of wine and dunked in the wine.
Aha, like so.
And when you do that, you get the full flavor of the Taralles. That's tradition. However, we eat them with everything. We eat them with tea, with coffee. We eat them with oranges.
I have eaten them with peanut butter.
Yes, we have someone in our family who does that.
You have the key? Do you have-
No.
I have the key.
Ah.
I just realized.
I
I
told
know
the
exactly
story
what
of
it
the
is.
key. I told the story of the key.
How is it, Joe?
Porta braccia.
Forte Braccia likes it.
Dear one, your kiss is rich as wine, and it's mine. Yes, it's mine, the wonder of you. Yours, love is yours, because I love you. To you I give my heart so madly, madly beating, with every beat repeating, I'll always love you so. And it's mine, yes, it's mine, the wonder of you. Yours, love is yours, because I love you. To you I give my heart so madly, madly beating, with every beat repeating, I'll always love you so.